Ladies and gents, it's all massively kicking off in London today. Please do not go anywhere near the capital if you value your safety, alright? The Metropolitan Police has put out this emergency message and an appeal for help finding a truly despicable criminal. Do you know this man? We want to speak to him in relation to an alleged, one-bollocked Austrian dwarf salute directed at counter-protesters in the Trafalgar Square area yesterday. Please call if you can help. More info here. And there's the picture of the nefarious criminal. I'm obviously doing my civic duty and sharing that, so anybody that saw it and recognises him can report him to the authorities. Although I will say, that does look suspiciously like it could be a wave. Maybe his mum's just come out of Tesco across the street. And the reason I bring this up is because I recently seen another statistic that was quite alarming. Yes, this story was reported by the BBC on the 20th of September of this year. Surprise sex reported every hour in London. So, I'm just going to put this out there. If young women are getting the bones jumped by machete-wielding Marlies with very, very loose morals and very, very, very stiff choppers, might I suggest that policing hand gestures should probably be a little bit lower down the totem pole of priorities? Just a thought. Okay, ludicrous story to read on X today. Genuinely ludicrous. And I'll briefly read you some of the stuff that is going on in London while they're wasting the time with this. Yes, indeed, there is a struggle snuggle reported every hour in London. Fantastic. This is according to data obtained by the BBC. More than 8,800 incidents were reported to the Met Police in 2023, an average of 24 a day. Charities have called the findings horrifying, but say the true extent of sexual offending will be far higher. The Met says it remains determined to tackle sexual violence and is striving to do better, and that the number of charges has more than doubled since 2022. Yeah, you know what else has more than doubled since 2022? The amount of random, unvetted, scary, hairy men with semi-ons. That's what's more than doubled since 22, you lunatics. And again, if you think that's prejudiced or at odds with the facts, just think of this logically. When immigration was very, very low and people were aggressively vetted, like when I was in primary school and the only immigrant in the whole school was a young lass called Yayoi from Japan, whose dad was like a surgeon or something, were women getting accosted all the time? Do you think there was 8,800 surprise sex incidents in London in 1983? Do me a favour. And we just read one yesterday about a Somalian bloke who somehow, I mean, it's almost a credit to his prowess, surprise sex someone to death. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had 25 cocks. I'll tell you what, I didn't even know it was illegal in the United Kingdom. I was under the impression, obviously it's 2024, so I was labouring under the delusion that the world hasn't gone completely mad. And I was under the impression that aside from our kartoffel salad munching chums, I thought it wasn't illegal almost anywhere in Europe. You know, because it used to be a free continent. I was genuinely not aware that you could be charged under British law for merely doing a hand gesture. Because I don't want to make the obvious point here, but the entirety of our pride as children growing up in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s was getting told by your history teacher that uniquely amongst all of Europe, the tough, stiff upper-lipped, stoic Brits stood aggressively against the menace of the one-bollock dictator on the continent. The Irish were neutral. Bit weird. I mean, I know they had a chip on the shoulder, fair dues, but a bit weird that you're neutral against a bloke who's barnstorming across Europe and gassing babies. Bit strange. And the Swiss, they were neutral, and the frogs caved straight off the bat. And the Dutch had no chance. The Brits stood against the menace of the people that make those hand gestures. So if there's one nation in Europe where it shouldn't be illegal, it should simply be your freedom of choice to do something that vast majority of people find contemptible, then it should be England. Again, I have no truck with people who make those hand gestures. I think you're a knobhead if you do that hand gesture, but you're entitled to your opinion and you're entitled to your hand gesture. And you can think I'm a knobhead and a weak, limp-wristed liberal, and I can think you're a knobhead. And the world keeps on turning because it was only a hand gesture. I mean, who cares? I cannot believe that the Metropolitan Police is actually putting out public appeals. Think of all of the full-blown, the stone-cold killers, knife-wielding sex pests, murderers, terrorists, possible suicide bombers, and the Metropolitan Police, an organisation with 10,000 employees, is wasting their time putting out a public appeal because a bloke was having a cheeky tab at a protest and then he did a hand gesture that nobody likes. Ooh, scramble the flying squad. Do me a favour. Anyway, short video, I just wanted to share that story. I think it's absolutely preposterous and it shows how detestable and lamentable and other things ending with "ul" that aren't very good the Metropolitan Police are. What a joke. What a joke. Is it illegal? I'd love to know. I genuinely thought in a country that used to value freedom as highly as the English did that it wouldn't be illegal to throw up a daft hand sign. And in my opinion, it definitely should never be because it's only a hand sign. All right? I'd love to hear your thoughts, though, if you disagree and you think that thinking that hand signs shouldn't be an arrestable offence therefore makes you pro, filling shower units with Cyclone B and 50 toddlers. Let me know in the comments, all right? Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take it easy. Toodle pip. Cheers.